Hello everyone, Desert Gold here. Exciting times, at least for me anyway. I finally did it. I finished the Garand. First time I've ever refinished or got into restoring of any kind of a firearm or do any kind of woodworking of any kind, so please bear with me in the end result, but I'm kind of proud of it. I did do some shortcuts and cheating, if you want to call it, with respect to the end result, but I'll be forthcoming and upfront about what I did do and the reasons I did do it. Anyway, let's start off by showing you the star. I think it turned out really nice. This is a beautiful, beautiful weapon for almost 70 years old. I didn't get rid of all of the dings and gouges because obviously that's part of the history of the rifle, and I would never do that. Trying to get this in a light where this cartouche is visible right here. It is SA and then EMF, or Edward McFarland. There is the cross cannons right next to it. I know that you can't see it, and I wish I could get some better light on it. But again, this impression, or cartouche if you want to call it, has been there for a long time. Obviously, there's been a lot of wear on it, so it's not going to be very prevalent for the most part. There's a lot of things that I did do that when I first started this, I had no idea that I would, or intentions that I would. In the very beginning, I did tell you that I was most interested in a firearm that was a World War II vintage weapon. And when I first did my first video of this, when I received it, I was very excited. It was my first Garand. The journey has led me to a lot of discoveries and a lot of information, and for that part, I am actually really kind of grateful, because this is how you get better informed on things that you really get interested in. As an example, this stock is not the original stock that came with the firearm. As I explained in the first few videos, when I started getting into this, I noticed that there were a lack of identifying features, i.e., say the cartouches, and then there was the serial number on the stock. In fact, I do have the stock that I originally started with, and even with this, you can see that it is much better for the journey than it started out as. There's the serial number that I was referring to. See it in the light there. World War II stocks did not have any serial numbers that were stamped into the gun stocks. they were subsequently serialized in post-war and foreign country issues. So it became apparent that this was not the stock that I was looking for, and began a journey to find a stock that would suit my needs, and I became interested in this one that is presently on the weapon. It is as I said, an Edward McFarland stamped gun stock. It dates that at, I believe, 1943 or 1944. The journey also got me interested in other issues that involved the firearm itself. One of them being the fact that the serial number on the receiver does date it to a 1944 receiver. It is a Springfield Arms lower receiver, but the bolt group in the receiver that came with the firearm, while it dated to that period, was a Harrington and Richardson bolt. And I became interested in trying to get this as close to, I don't want to say collector's grade, but somewhere between service grade and correct grade, which would be everything being pretty much accurate for the time period that the weapon was put together or assembled. So thus began my journey to find additions to my rifle and also subtractions to my budget. I was able to obtain a Springfield Arm bolt group, which is now in the firearm, the Garand. Also, the op rod that is in the weapon, or came with the rifle, was also a Harrington and Richardson op rod. This is where the spending begins, because when you start looking for parts that are in that era, that are in a good or serviceable condition, they're going to wind up being expensive, and this being the case with this op rod. This is a Springfield Arms op rod that I did purchase for this era that I am working on. You might wonder why I don't have it in the rifle, and the reason is that I have loaded my own Garand ammo. I did mention in one of my previous videos that it is ill-advised to go out and buy 30-06 rounds and start firing them off in your weapon, because this is the part that will start paying the price right there. And as expensive as a part that dates back to this period in a good condition is, I didn't feel like I wanted to chance that. So I'm leaving the Harrington and Richardson op rod in there to see how close I am with my information on my Garand ammo. These are Hornady, as you can tell, bullets in new brass. These I actually purchased from CMP. These are, they call them Garand food or Garand ammo, are safe for firing in your Garand. And I started loading up a bunch of clips with these, and got one clip close to a magnet, and lo and behold, these are steel in them, and some ranges will not tolerate steel core ammo, so I was left to my resources to start reloading my own Garand ammo. And while I was doing it, since I already had some steel core ammo, I decided to put together some of my black tip armor piercers. We'll see how those turn out later in subsequent videos. Now, as far as the pressures that you're going to experience in a 30-06 round that is not loaded to pressures for this era rifle, Midway USA does make a adjustable gas screw for the gas block that you can adjust for higher pressure rounds, and kind of protect your op rod. I felt at this time, though, I wanted to stay as close to home as far as keeping it authentic and true to cause as I can keep it. To that extent, I also got involved with purchasing slings for these. The one on this, currently on this one, is a Milsko, genuine Milsko leather sling, dated 1944. This one here is a Boyd, also 44, and you can tell the difference in how some of these have been treated or maintained over the years, and it's real obvious with this one. You can see the fraying of the leather even after treatment with neat's foot and some other high-end leather treatments. The sling itself is in still working condition. It's just visibly it's not aesthetically pleasing for the most part. This is going to be on my backup gun range firearm. I mean, you can get into really getting into spending a lot of money on trying to get these things true to date. And here's another example. This one is a web sling, and this also, while it might look like just any other web sling, this is a genuine 44 sling, and this is in beautiful condition. It just actually, there's, I don't know if the light's going to catch it, 1944 there. It's just one thing after another. You start getting into really getting excited about having something as close to what it was in the start. If you look at this again, you're going to see that somebody that's true to restoration and a purist would not have the shiny finish on it. I Had a couple of reasons for that. One, I do like to see the grain of the wood. You can throw a bunch of stains on these things, and a lot of the wood is hidden by that. Secondly, if we were to get the walnut on there, that cartouche right there, I think it was a dark stain would just bury that thing. So I'm real happy with it. I think it turned out wonderful. I'm excited. The other place I did cheat, and I wanted to mention it real quick, you'll notice the gas cylinder is pretty much pristine. That's because it's been reparkerized and the pitting has been removed. It looks wonderful, and it's not true to the stature of the weapon or the principle that I'm looking at. In that respect, I do have the original one. There it is, and it probably, the way I look at it, I'm going to have my conscience telling me this doesn't belong on there, this belongs on there. So, the gas tubes on these weapons were stainless steel, and during World War II, the black either paint or part resin that they used at that time wore off very quickly, and you wound up with this, which our troops absolutely hated, because, I mean, you've got pretty much a dark weapon, and then you've got Mr. Stainless Steel here just announcing your presence. And troops were looking for any which way to get that resolved, from blackout to smoking candles to get the candle sit on there, anything to blacken that thing up again. But the bottom line is, if you look at any footage from a newsreel from World War II, and you'll see troops with the Garands hung over their shoulder, you're going to notice that almost all of them have the bright, shiny gas tube. So, while the blacked out reparkerized one is very aesthetically pleasing, it is not accurate. So again, my conscience is probably going to dictate down the line I'm going to put it back on, and that's the way it should be. Anyway, I'm sorry if this dragged on. I'm just real proud of this. It turned out well. Do some videos of down the line of this at the range and see how it does. Pretty excited about that. Just came back from the range with some slide fire fun, and I have a video on right now about that, and you might check that out. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you anymore. This is Desert Gold with my new M1 Garand, and I am real happy she turned out like that. You guys all have fun. See you around. Take care.